नमस्कार. जय श्री कृष्ण. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर, श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा. Enunciating text 38, text 39, text 40 and text 41 of chapter 14, pregnancy of Diti in the evening of third canto, the status quo of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 38. कश्यप उवाच अप्रायत्यादात् मनस्ते दोषान् मौहूर्ति कादुत मन निदेशा तीचारेण देवानां chati हेलनात्. The learned Kashyapa said, because of your minds being polluted, because of defilement of the particular time, because of your negligence of directions, and because of your being apathetic to the demigods, everything was inauspicious. The conditions for having good progeny in society are that the husband should be disciplined in religious and regulative principles, and the wife should be faithful to the husband. In Bhagavad Gita 7.11, it is said that sexual intercourse according to religious principles is a representation of Krishna's consciousness. Before engaging in sexual intercourse, both the husband and the wife must consider their mental condition, the particular time, the husband's direction, and obedience to the demigods. According to Vedic society, there is a suitable auspicious time for sex life, which is called the time for Garbhadhan. Diti neglected all the principles of scriptural injunction, and therefore, although she was very anxious for auspicious children, she was informed that her children would not be worthy to be the sons of a Brahman. There is a clear indication herein that a Brahman son is not always a Brahman. Personalities like Ravan and Hiranyakashipu were actually born of Brahmanas, but they were not accepted as Brahmanas because their fathers did not follow the regulative principles for their birth. Such children are called demons or Rakshasas. There were only one or two Rakshasas in the previous ages due to negligence of the disciplinary methods, but during the age of Kali, there is no discipline in sex life. How then can one expect good children? Certainly, unwanted children cannot be a source of happiness in society, but through the Krishna's consciousness movement, they can be raised to the human standard by chanting the holy name of God. That is the unique contribution of Lord Chaitanya to human society. Text 39. Bhavishyatasta va bhadrava bhadre jatha radhamau lokan sapalam sa trimsha chandi muhura kranda yishyatah. O haughty one, you will have two contemptuous sons born of your condemned womb. Unlucky woman, they will cause constant lamentation to all the three worlds. Contemptuous sons are born of the condemned womb of their mother. In Bhagavad Gita 1.40, it is said, when there is deliberate negligence of the regulative principles of religious life, the woman as a class become polluted, and as a result there are unwanted children. This is especially true for boys. If the mother is not good, there cannot be good sons. The learned Kashyapa could foresee the character of the sons who would be born of the condemned womb of Diti. The womb was condemned because of the mothers being too sexually inclined and thus transgressing all the laws and injunctions of the scriptures. In a society where such women are predominant, one should not expect good children. Text 40. Praninam hanyamananam dinanam kritagasam strinam nigruhaya mananam kopiteshu mahatmasu. They will kill poor, faultless living entities, torture women, and enrage the great souls. Demoniac activities are predominant when innocent, faultless living entities are killed. Women are tortured, and the great souls engaged in Krishna's consciousness are enraged. In a demoniac society, innocent animals are killed to satisfy the tongue, and women are tortured by unnecessary sexual indulgence. Where there are women and meat, there must be liquor and sex indulgence. When these are prominent in society, by God's grace, there can be a change in the social order only by the Lord himself or by his bona fide representative. Text 41. Tada Vishveshwarah Kruddho Bhagwal Lokabhavanah Hanishyatyav तिर्यासौ यथाद्रिन् Shataparvadruka. At that time, the Lord of the universe, the supreme personality of Godhead, who is the well-wisher of all living entities, will descend and kill them just as Indra smashes the mountains with his thunderbolts. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, the Lord descends as an incarnation to deliver the devotees and kill the miscreants. The Lord of the universe and of everything would appear to kill the sons of Diti because of their offending the devotees of the Lord. There are many agents of the Lord such as Indra, Chandra, Varun, Goddess Durga and Kali who can chastise any formidable miscreants in the world. The example of mountains being smashed by a thunderbolt is very appropriate. The mountain is considered the most strongly built body within the universe, yet it can be easily smashed by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not need to descend in order to kill any strongly built body. He comes down just for the sake of his devotees. Everyone is subject to the miseries offered by material nature, but because the activities of miscreants such as killing innocent people and animals and torturing women are harmful to everyone and are therefore a source of pain for the devotees, the Lord comes down. He descends only to give relief to his ardent devotees. The killing of the miscreant by the Lord is also the mercy of the Lord towards the miscreant, although apparently the Lord takes the side of the devotee. Since the Lord is absolute, there is no difference between his activities of killing the miscreants and favoring the devotees. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.